"What were you looking for?" Lena asked. She knew what she would have been looking for if she'd gone out there. She'd thought about it countless times. Sage stared at her. He seemed to have to puzzle over her question. Finally, he said, "I was looking for something that could help us." "What would that be?" "I don't know, like a stairway that leads somewhere, maybe, or a building full of, I don't know, useful things." "But you didn't find anything? Or see anything?" Lena asked, disappointed. Nothing. There is nothing out there." His voice became a shout, and his eyes looked wild again. "Or if there is, we can never get to it. Never. Not without a light." He took a long, shaky breath. For a while, he stared at the floor. Then he stood up. "I think I'm all right now. I'll be going." With uncertain steps, he went down the path and out the door. But Lena was full of questions, not fear. She had heard tales of people who tried to go out into the unknown regions. She had thought about it herself. In fact, she had wondered the same thing as Sage. She had imagined making her way out into the dark and coming to a wall in which she would find the door to a tunnel, and at the end of that tunnel would be the other city, the city of light that she had dreamed about. All it would take was the courage to walk away from Ember and into the darkness, and then keep going. It might have been possible if you could carry a light to show the way, but in Ember there was no such thing as a light you could carry with you. Outside lights were fixed to their poles or to the roofs of houses. Inside lights were set into the ceiling or had cords that had to be plugged in. Over the course of Ember's history, various clever people had tried to invent a movable light, but all of them had failed. One man had managed to ignite a stick of wood by holding it against the electric burner on his stove. He had run across the city with the flaming stick, planning to use it to light his journey. But by the time he got to the trash heaps, his torch had gone out. Other people latched onto his idea. One woman who lived on Decklock Street, very near the edge of the city, managed to get into the unknown regions with her flaming stick. But the stick burned quickly, and before she could go far, the flames singed her hands and she threw it down. Everyone who tried to penetrate the unknown regions had come back within a few hours, their enterprise a failure. "What do you think is in the unknown region, Clary?" Clary stared down at the ground, where the light from the greenhouse was casting long, thin shadows of them both. "I don't know. Nothing, I guess." "And do you think Amber is the only light in the dark world?" Clary sighed. "I don't know," she said. She gave Lena a long look. Her eyes, Lena thought, looked a little sad. They were a deep brown, almost the color of the earth in the garden bed. Clary put a hand in her pocket and drew something out. "Look," she said. In the palm of her hand was a white bean. "Something in this seed knows how to make a bean plant." "How does it know that?" "I don't know," said Lena, staring at the hard, flat bean. "It knows because it has life in it," said Clary. "But where does life come from? What is life?" Lena could see that words welling up in Clary now. Her eyes were bright, Her cheeks were rosy. Take a lamp, for instance. When you plug it in, it comes alive. In a way, it lights up. That's because it's connected to a wire that's connected to the generator, which is making electricity. Though, don't ask me how. But a bean seed isn't connected to anything. Neither are people. We don't have plugs and wires that connect us to generators. What makes living things go is inside them somehow. Her dark eyebrows grew together over her eyes. What I mean is, she said finally, something is going on that we don't understand. They say the builders made the city, but who made the builders? Who made us? I think the answer must be somewhere outside of Ember, in the unknown regions. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. She brushed her hands together in a time to get back to work way. Clary, said Lena quickly, here is what I think. Her heart sped up. She hasn't told this to anyone before. In my mind, I see another city. Lena watched to see if Clary was going to laugh at her or smile in that overly kind way. She didn't. So Lena went on. It isn't like Ember. It's white and gleaming. The buildings are tall and sort of sparkle. Everything is bright, not just inside the buildings, but all around them too, even up in the sky. I know it's just my imagination, but it feels real. I think it is real. Clary said, And then she said, where would such a city be? That's what I don't know, or how to get to it. I keep thinking there's a door somewhere, maybe out in the unknown regions, a door that leads out of Ember, and then behind the door, a road. Clary just shrugged her shoulders. I don't know, she said. I'll have to get back to work. But here, take this. She handed Lena the bean seed. Took a little pot from a shelf, scooped some dirt into it, and handed the pot to Lena too. Stick the bean in here and water it every day, she said. It looks like nothing, like a little white stone, but inside it there's life. That must be a sort of a clue, don't you think? If we could just figure it out. Lena took the seed in the pot. Thank you, she said.